Listen. Put this on. Y'all remember BGC? I had to run in here and get this out because y'all see my hair is a mess. I'm in my workout clothes, but I remember them days. It was a time when the girls were simple. The stories were lit. The DMs were not always open because half of us still had a dial-up connection and you actually had to meet people. Then there was a time before that when we ain't had the internet at all. I remember the chat line. For Thirsty Thursday on Dear Black Gay Men podcast, we're having a drink with Lamont while he helps me and the girls figure out how to get offline and get in love. If you want to drink what I'm drinking and support a Black queer-owned business, we'll have exclusive cocktails tagged on my IG provided by Botl'd. You can use our code at checkout for 15% off your purchase and free shipping. Now, let's get into it. If I'm not in love right now, my guest tonight definitely knows why. This is Shoot Your Shot, the follow-up, and the show starts right now. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG and Facebook. And welcome to Thirsty Thursday, right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. My guest tonight is the host of Shoot Your Shot Wednesday, where he helps hopeful singles find love. Later in the show, we're catching up with two of his shooters to see what went down in the DMs. Please welcome my guest tonight, Lamont White. Lamont, how you doing?
I am doing awesome. How you doing, Jay?
I'm single as a dollar bill. That is how I'm doing.
We got to work on that, okay? We got to find a man.
I do think I am eligible. Now, before we get into this, I will definitely need a cocktail for this particular kind of conversation. What are you drinking tonight, Lamont?
So I am drinking Sprite with a whole bunch of lime juice in it today. Yes.
Sprite with lime juice? Do you drink?
Do I drink? Does a fish swim in water? Yes. Yes.
Why are you having a virgin cocktail tonight?
So I did an in-person Shoot Your Shot Wednesday last night, and we were cocktailing there. So today is the recovery day because I'm in my 40s, and it usually takes 2 or 3 days for us to recover.
I am proud to say that I'm coming up on my 40s, and that 2 or 3 days recovery is absolutely necessary. So yes. I completely get it. Now, How was Shoot Your Shot Wednesday in person? Because you had an event last night. How was it?
Yes, it's a whole vibe. I like going to different cities. Like I'll be in Charlotte next Wednesday doing a same show in person. It's a different vibe because it's like a dating show / comedy show / singles mixer, and you never know what to expect, ever.
Well, that is a perfect way to get the people talking in the comments. If you have ever been on Shoot Your Shot or wanted to be, I want y'all to let me know in the comments tonight. Maybe we'll be able to get y'all, get some FaceTime with you, with Lamont. Now, I do want to give a special thanks to Botl'd for providing craft cocktails for tonight's show. I'm drinking my Botl'd cocktail. If you want to pick up your bottle cocktail, visit Botl'd.co and use our exclusive coupon code at checkout for 15% off and free shipping. Remember, Botl'd cocktails, shake well and pour over ice. Are you ready, Lamont?
I am ready, sir.
All right, let's get into the episode. All right, y'all, check this out. Watch this. We've all been there, either been in the DMs or had somebody in our inbox. My problem is that I haven't figured out a way to go from cute messages on IG to an actual date. I've asked people out and it goes nowhere. I've been patient and waited for them to ask me out and it goes nowhere. So tonight, Lamont is going to be leveling the playing field and helping hopeful singles like me get offline and get in love. Lamont, why is the dating pool so fucked up?
Well, every dating pool in every city has its challenges. And I think people just can't get discouraged with, like they say, the trash or the pee. Right?
You see, I'm getting my cocktail together because...
Well, listen.
I got to prepare for you for whatever you're about to say.
Well, there are people in different stages in life, and some of them are still figuring out what type of relationship they want to be in. Some of them are still figuring out who they are, like personally, emotionally, financially. So that's why I think there are a lot of challenges in the dating pool. So it just comes with the territory.
Why do you think so many of us who are in those transitional parts of life stay in the dating pool? It feels to me as if, like, when I, didn't have two pennies to rub together, I wasn't out here on the line like, let me find my man. Like, why do people in those seasons of life stay in the dating pool? Because I think that's what people mean when they say it's got piss in it. That's the piss.
So there's a lot of piss, but I will tell you that people get lonely, people want companionship, people long for relationships. So regardless of where they are in their stage in life, they still get into the dating pool because they want to be with somebody. Like even earlier today, I did a matchmaking interview. Some guy wanted to sign up for my matchmaking service, but he is legally still married and does not plan to get divorced from his husband. Right? And I'm like, sir, no one is going to take you serious until you actually sign those papers, move out from that person, because,
So wait a minute, wait. That's like bombshell after bombshell after bombshell. So you're telling me somebody who is attempting to sign up for your services, matchmaking services,
yes,
is legally married to a man,
yes,
and they live together.
Yes.
And he wants to find a new man, and he wants you to find it for him.
Yes. And I said, no, sir, no, ma'am, no, they, because it's just not going to work. Like you have to really separate. You have to close that book. Like no one's going to take you serious. No.
But I think that so many people don't take a lot of things serious. Like you do see how that is discouraging to the rest of us who might be eligible. Like how 100%. How do you keep the bright-eyed and the dreamy and the my man is out there when that is what so many of us are faced with?
You have to go into the dating scene, the dating process with your eyes wide open. You have to understand there are people who are not ready to date in the dating pool. There are people who are scammers, who will use you, who just want sex in the dating pool. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to ask questions and observe behavior to see what that person is all about. Sometimes y'all are like fixated on this fantasy of I want to be in love in a relationship, but you're not seeing what is clearly in your face that this person is not a good match for you.
So you're saying missing red flags.
Missing them, and they see them and they step right over it because they want the peen or the cakes. That's why.
No, Lamont, tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about here.
Now, I would also say that the flip side of that, though, Lamont, is for people like me, who I think I'm pretty eligible. It feels as if when now that I have to be hyper vigilant and looking for these red flags, it feels like that's all I'm looking for is red flags. Like, how do you find the happy medium where I can still, where magical, wonderful things happen, I still get the butterflies, but I keep my head on the swivel? Like, I don't think in my head as a single person, it doesn't feel like those two things can exist together.
So I think I tell people the journey of finding love, of finding a husband, is worth all the headache, the horrible dates, the bad relationships. So you have to look at what's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to find love and a husband. You just have to keep looking and focus on that. And when you're dating, see if this person is husband material. And you're not gonna like this response. You can't take dating failures too serious, right? So if you go on a date with somebody, he's cute, he's cool, but he's about some stuff that you're not into, you can't think there's something wrong with you. No, it just means that he's not a good fit for you. So you move on to the next person. Instead, guys are like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Maybe I need to change my standards or what I'm looking for. No, just keep on at it, and you will find someone.
Now I'll add to that because I have been in the place where, failed date. Because again, the podcast started because somebody stood me up for a date. and I thought, oh, I'm the problem. But I also think there's a huge number of us that's like, all these niggas fucked up. Niggas ain't shit. They all fucked up. And let me just go and be on the sofa on Saturday night or at the turn up or be a fuck boy or all those things.
No, you can't. You take a night, take a nap, eat your ice cream, do what you need to do. But the next day, wash your face, get back on the dating app, go back to the club, and you go look for somebody.
Okay. K Braff, who is a faithful follower of Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Hey, K. K says, I guess I'm on the right track because I've only had bad dates and headaches with these guys. Same.
Straight people go through the same stuff. You talk to your black female friends, your straight friends. They say the same stuff about the dating pool. So it's not exclusive to just the gays. Okay. It's just dating is hard.
Okay. I mean, I'll take your word for it, Lamont. So every Wednesday, Lamont White, the gay dating coach, hosts hopeful singles trying to navigate the dating pool. Hundreds of black gay men and others that he calls his shooters join him every week on Instagram and YouTube. We'll be joined later by a couple of his shooters to see what and who slid in their DMs after their appearance on the show. But take a look.
I'm more of like a happy drunk, but
alcohol is involved, right?
Yeah.
So I think those situations. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Ben?
Hey, we're doing good. Doing good. We've had a really nice day. I took the whole day off.
And this is the only time it's available.
Are you able to do this interview like this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Smile at us. You look so angry, bro. Smile.
There was so much in that little clip. You got to watch Shoot Your Shot so you can get the context here. But Lamont, is the goal for people on Shoot Your Shot Wednesday to find love and fall in love? Like, what is your goal as the host here in this?
Right. So people they're like, hey, Lamont, is that serious? Is it for entertainment? Why the hell are you doing that show every Wednesday? So what I really wanted to do, Jay, to be transparent and honest, I wanted to create a platform where LGBTQ plus people can share who we are, be our most authentic selves, have fun, be a little messy, and just talk about dating and finding love. Because no matter who you are as a gay man, you go to brunch, you go out with your friends, we are always talking about our dating experiences and trying to find love and who we are, coming out stories. So that is the premise for the show. So that if you notice, that's what we talk about on the show every week.
Do you have like you clearly you don't gotta tell us who, but do you have like success stories of people who actually found love on Shoot Your Shot Wednesday?
Child, if I showed you my DMs, okay, it's a whole nother show. Just the DMs. Like guys will be like, hey Lamont, I flew to DC to go on a date. We're out having drinks, right? And they're sending me pictures. Even some of them went back to a hotel room. We're like, listen, we got wine in the room. So there definitely are success stories. One guy from Pittsburgh, they were a couple. They've been dating for
Pittsburgh,
about a
that's
year.
where you from, ain't it?
That's where I'm from. Yeah, that's why I remember it so much, because it was an interracial couple. The one guy lived in North Carolina. The other guy lived in Pittsburgh. He went all the way up there to go on a date with him, and they were dating for months. So it definitely works. It's about how you approach someone and slide in their DM. It's about the approach.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that in a second. But I'm really curious about these success stories because I do hear success stories from Shoot Your Shot because in Atlanta's full of flight attendants, and so their dating pool is a lot more national or international than it has been, when I came out. Mm-hmm. But my question is, should people be broadening their horizons that far? Like, I live in Atlanta. Should I be looking for somebody who lives elsewhere?
Absolutely. Since, the COVID-19 outbreak, people have been working remote majority of the time. A lot of people. There's still people who have to physically go into an office or whatever. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people work from home now so that they can actually live anywhere. So your next husband might not be in DC. He might be in New York. He might be in Jackson, Mississippi. He might be in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know. But you have to visit places, or you have to talk to guys online who live in different cities to find a match. Don't limit yourself to your zip code.
I don't know about the Jackson, Mississippi. Let me not write off a
Or
whole
Alabama.
city. Because the people in the deep South are very, very interesting. And I say that as someone who has family and roots in South Georgia. Deep South is a very interesting mentality. But I do acknowledge that, my man might be anywhere.
He might be in Charlotte.
He might be in Charlotte. Maybe. Are you trying to get me to your show? Because if you bring me up there, I'm just kidding. You ain't got to bring me up there.
He might be there.
What Joe says, my boyfriend might be the same age as Drea. I don't know who Drea is. I don't know that reference, but let's get ready to go to a break. Thank you, Lamont, for that. Well, hopefully I'll get my man somewhere. Who knows where he'll come from? He might be in, Dubuque, Montana right now.
Oh Lord,
exactly. All right. If you have a friend that you know is part of the reason why the dating pool is trash, share this YouTube live with them or tag them in the comments on Insta. This is Shoot Your Shot, the follow-up, and we'll be right back. I think I lead a pretty normal life. I'm a podcaster and a content creator. I'm pursuing my passions. So many of us, Black gay people, either live with a reality or a fear of HIV. Any movement toward a future where HIV is less of a part of who we are, I don't know that I can think of anything more impactful to our culture. Hit the notification bell because we're going live.
Like that's the least of my worries. The size.
Oh, I think relationships are becoming more complex.
Tuesday and Thursday every week. Welcome to Dear Black Gay Men live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Welcome back to Shoot Your Shot. This is not Shoot Your Shot. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday on Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. We're talking online dating with the host of Shoot Your Shot Wednesday, Lamont White, and he's trying to explain to us why it's so damn hard, but how we should get back on that horse. And to sweeten the conversation, I'm joined by previous shooters from Shoot Your Shot Wednesday, Zay and David Sosa. Zay and David, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Highly favored. How about you?
I'm unbelievable. Okay, so to catch everybody up, here's a little bit of what Zay had to say when he was on Shoot Your Shot. Take a look.
Tell us, what type of guy are you looking for tonight?
Well, I want someone who's also optimistic, someone who is spiritual, someone who is open-minded, someone who loves to have fun, someone who can also take care of themselves, someone who understands what it means to worry about self and mind their business.
And this is what happened when David was on. Check this out.
Where would you take a guy on a date?
Like intimate live shows like the Blue Note and things of that nature. You could just go see some live music and, live artists and definitely have some good food and drinks and chill like that. I like a chill vibe like that.
Do you want your babies swallowed up?
I mean, that's never a bad thing. I would definitely not say no. And I have a fruit diet, so I ain't mad at it.
I'm assuming that was a question from the comments, Lamont, because you don't just randomly be like, you want your baby swallowed up.
It was not a question for me.
So I don't be seeing the videos when they get ready for them, and all I see in the script is swallowed up, and I'm like, what the fuck are we about to be talking about? But yes. David, Zay, how y'all doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
So both of you were on Shoot Your Shot Wednesday. Are either of you dating anybody now?
Well, I actually went on a date the other day, and it was a nice date. So, but as they say, I'm interviewing for forever, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, Was he somebody from the DMs?
He actually wasn't. So it's crazy. Like I went on the show on like the 13th, I think.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere in there, like the next day, before anyone could get to me from Shoot Your Shot, I met him on BLK. And so, yes, it was like sometime before Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, Lord, Valentine's Day. Either way, it went pretty well, pretty smooth. However, it was the first date, so we'll see.
I mean, when you said before Thanksgiving, I'm like, that's a long time ago. That sounds like a relationship to me. But then you said Valentine's Day. Okay.
Yeah, I had to clear that up. So the years moving so fast,
Okay. All right. So everybody, we're going to play a game. Each of our shooters had some folks try to hit them up in the DMs. So they gracefully shared the screenshots, and we're going to review them and see if they deserve a response in a game that we're calling Slide In. Hit it. So we've got some screenshots that may or may not have come into the shooter's inbox. Y'all ready to get a little messy?
Sure.
Are y'all ready to get a little messy? Lamont, we're going to be tapping you to see if to give us the professional opinion on whether or not these DMs need to be responded to.
I'll have a sip. Okay.
Of your Sprite with lime juice.
Yes.
You might be feeling it a little bit. Okay, everybody in the comments also let us know what you think about the screenshots. Okay, the first one, what's the first screenshot, Aaron? What you do with WYD, not what you doing. WYD, come over. Now I've gotten this one. David, I'm gonna start with you. What would you be your initial reaction when you get the WYD?
If I don't know the person, I'm kind of a little bit turned off. Like that's where we're going right away. And depending on the platform too, like if it was a hookup app, I can understand that. If it's Facebook, IG, even Tinder, whatever the case may be, where the purpose is obviously to meet someone and date, that's gonna turn me off. That's gonna let me know that we're not aligned goal wise with what I'm looking for. Like you just want to get it in.
DJ says ignore. Zay, what about you? You get the somebody hit you with the WYD. What do you think?
Same. It's an ignore for me. Like give me a little bit more to work with. So.
What if you?
That can't be your first message.
What if you horny though?
I've passed that point in my life for right now. So
I mean, we all ain't able. The flesh is weak.
Oh man.
So my husband still sends me WYD text messages. Okay, and I know what that's about. I'll be like, oh, okay. I'll be home when you get off work. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. If I already know you, that's fine. If that's like the first thing that you lead with, I'm like, why do you want to know? I don't know you. You trying to scare me?
Okay, I mean, because I be for the shits, a WID doesn't get an immediate ignore. However, I do think that we add a lot of context to a WID. Like Lamont getting WID from his husband is very different than some random who ain't got no face picture sending me a WID on the damn internet.
Block, ignore. Yes.
Block. The gay dating coach says block, ignore. Did that one? I don't know whose DM that was, but did he get a response?
Ooh.
Oh, I can't even see this one. Let me make it big. Hold on. This says WID coming. I'm showing places in Queens right now. They're off to South Brooklyn. I think that's you, David, huh?
Oh yeah.
Come see me before Brooklyn. I'll feed you some quick hole. What? This actually happened? This is real?
Yeah.
LOL. No such thing as quick hole with you. Tulik, did you know him already?
I did know him already.
Has he fed you some quick hole before?
Yes. We yeah. We met each other and we decided after 2 times of kind of messing around that we were just gonna be friends. And then I think they at one point decided they wanted that to change, and I didn't. It just kind of been like flirt and go type deal.
Flirt and go. Isn't that the pitch?
That WID makes sense. Okay, that adds up.
Like I said, if we know each other, right?
When you give it some context, it be making sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. What's the next screenshot? Good evening. Okay, good evening. This is the first message. What Zay, I'll start with you. Is this a
I think
respond
it's
or is this
nice.
a ignore?
No, I think it's nice. I think it's something that's very respectable, very nice. I'm a Southern person, so this is what you would lead with if you enter my inbox.
You a Southern person, where you at?
I'm in Macon, Georgia.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was just in Macon the other day. I won't tell you why, but
Okay. Hey, for plenty of reasons, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
hey, we'll talk. We'll offline about that. What about you? What about you, David? A good evening.
A good evening. Well, it's a conversation started to me. It shows some manners. It shows that you may be a little bit more on the grown level, like you want to have a conversation. So I would entertain that for sure.
Okay, gay dating coach, you want to weigh in? Somebody sends a good evening.
I think it's such a gentleman. Good evening. It's better than a yo, what's up, hi, like good evening. I think it's so romantic. Love it. I think it should be followed up with a question though.
I agree, because that's where my head was. Whatever the next message is actually going to determine whether or not that gets a response.
Like state your damn purpose. Why are you here? Why are you saying good evening? Right?
Yes.
What do you want?
Yes. I don't know whose DM that was, but did it get a response?
It did not.
It did not. That was you, Zay?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and blow the horn on myself. That was me. So I did not respond. It was from a great gentleman. He was handsome. However, it was a no. So,
what made it a no? If you can share.
Nothing on the gentleman himself. Like I said, I had already started entertaining someone. Okay. I'm not. I had already started entertaining someone, and I don't do well communicating with a bunch of people at one time. So It was one of those. Hey, I'll get to you.
Okay, so it was like it's not you, it's me.
Correct.
Well, you're not married. Like y'all not exclusive. You could date two people at the same time.
I've been hearing that, and I think I need to come around to that. I think it's part of my opportunity. I'm like, let me just focus on one person to see if we're going to keep this or what. And so I think I need to incorporate maybe one or two more.
Yes, Zay, you're in a full relationship. You're in a full relationship.
Because putting all your focus on one person, that sounds like a relationship to me.
I'm the same way. It's called monogamous dating. I'm the same way. Like if I like you, and you've already shown me some type, I know it's weird. If you show me some type of energy that I'm really feeling, I start fading people out real quick. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. And I'm learning now to entertain a few folks and have multiple conversations and multiple interactions and go out. Cause I obviously the formula does not work, honestly.
Yes,
they got to earn that.
Or maybe a basketball team you can entertain.
Yeah, I'm good with a starting five. I think I'll work my way towards a starting five.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to a starting five, my 2 cents, because now, mind you, I'm single as hell. I'm more single than Zay, and he had a date the other day. But I will say that I think a lot of people though they assume that I gotta fill these spots on this basketball team as if like. I need to be actively looking for new players every time every day. And is that what you're saying, Lamont? Like, go and find your five starting?
I would say you have to figure out, like maybe like 3 to 5, and it does not mean you're having sex with these people. It means you are getting to know them. Like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's grab a drink. Let's get something to eat. Okay. And then you clear that basketball team off over time when someone keeps stepping up. Like if he's calling you more often, if he's asking for monogamy or being exclusive, then you're like, cool, we can do that. Or you can be like, listen, I need to meet your friends or your family members before we go to that next level. Like you figure out what you need to clear the basketball team off to be an exclusive relationship.
Okay.
Stop giving these guys all your time and energy on week 1 and 2.
Okay. Oh,
right. Where's my notepad?
I wish I had a notepad. That's what I'm about to say. I wish I had a notepad right now. We're recording. It'll be on YouTube.
I learned the hard way, so I'm glad he's saying
for
it.
a later reference, you can go back and watch it on YouTube on Dear Black Gay Man on YouTube. Okay, what's the next screenshot? I'm liking this game. It says, I have to say, I'm very attracted to you. I see you living in, so we know who that is. Where exactly? I'm a flight attendant and was based there and lived there last year. I stayed in and it's blanked out. Okay. So I'm assuming, David, this came to you because you're the New Yorker.
It did.
And so I'm going to start then with Zay. If this message came to you, would you have responded?
Yeah, I would have responded. I mean, with enough context to actually like start a conversation and know a little bit about at least what the person does. So I would have been intrigued to at least like go a little further.
Okay. So Lamont, I'll come to you because David knows exactly if he responded or not.
I absolutely love it. I fucking love it because it is cute. It says that he paid attention to whatever he was saying or listening to. He gave some insight into who he is. And even further, like, oh, I used to live there. He's starting that small talk. I love it.
Okay. So, David, did he get a response?
Definitely got a response. He actually was from the show. And he hit me up right afterwards. We started following each other. We engaged in some good conversation, and we exchanged numbers, and we still kind of chat every now and then.
Okay.
Did you call the man? Did you call him?
We haven't had a conversation yet because schedule-wise has been crazy, but we've been texting, here and there, and
like call the man, right? Like
help me understand that one, David. Like, because niggas would say this all the time that our schedules don't line up and blah blah blah.
I could be transparent.
What kind of schedule do you have to do for a phone call?
There's a transparency with me, and honestly, like I am a big texter for the simple fact that I'm on the phone all the time between real estate and my hospital job. I'm consistently on the phone, so the phone gives me anxiety when that thing rings. When I have a time off from it, I'm like, oh, I gotta mentally prepare myself. Like it's a thing. So I will tell people sometimes, like depending on where we're talking, I may do like video messaging, and sometimes we'll schedule a phone call. I'll be like, maybe this time we can. Do a little FaceTime or whatever, have a glass of wine virtually, like COVID times. But honestly, like I'm not on the phone like that. Like I don't got the capacity for it.
You are gonna stay in the friend zone.
Maybe. $5,
I bet you. If you don't pick the phone up, y'all gonna be in the friend zone.
You heard it here first. Lamont put money on it. You gonna stand on business, David?
I'll make a phone call.
All right.
I'm very excited about that. Okay, do we have another screenshot? This said, okay. Come over before you go into work, please. I'll be here, legs spread open for you.
Huh.
Now, I have some personal preoccupations about this, but I'm gonna start with y'all. First, David, should this one get a response?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know if I mean I'm not being like whatever. I get a lot of weird messages. I get a lot of messages like that. So I don't know like if in the moment if I entertained it or not. It really depends on the moment, and it depends again on the history. Like, do I know the person? Have we slept together before, flirted before to that capacity? Then I might have responded.
Okay. I mean, if this is your message, I mean, you get a lot of spread legs in the DMs, David. Now,
right?
He over there smashing the boys.
We just had 2 in this segment, only been 7 minutes long. You get people to throwing the cakes at you now. A part of me is trying to figure out what I got to do to get some cakes thrown at me. But that's a totally different show.
I'm a nice guy. I can't say.
Okay, so for you, Zay. Now we're assuming a whole lot, but if you got a message of this magnitude or this degree, would it get a response or no?
I'm okay. I'm good. If that's the first thing you're throwing out at me, it seems like that's the first thing you're throwing out at everybody. So,
is it that you do not respond at all, or you say no, I'm good?
It depends on how I feel that day. Sometimes I say, most of the time, I'll respond and say, "Hey, I appreciate the offer. I'm not interested." But sometimes I will just move on and not reply.
Okay, now I'm gonna be probing a little bit. I hope I don't get offensive. But are you saying you move on because the message is not appealing, or you move on just because you're not on a sexual vibe at all?
It could be. Most of the time, it's both. I'm moving into this space where I'm really into like the person. Like I'm not really interested in having sex if I'm not into you as a person. So the first thing you offer me is sex, I'm okay. Because I mean, at this point, you damn near can DoorDash sex at this point. So I would like you to start off.
DoorDashers be giving up the bujana now.
I'm
That's
sure,
what I be
and I'm
seeing on the
okay.
Twitter.
Because if all I gotta do is order a 10-piece from wings that you coming with the Booch Cat, I don't want that. Everybody's had
Boochie Cat. That's the damn T-shirt. The Boochie Cat. Excuse me.
I'm all right.
I got a little ahead of myself. My bad.
Come on, D-Dash. That's hilarious.
You can D-Dash the Boochie Cat. I'm here for
Hey,
that.
hey.
Okay. So Lamont, give us the professional take. So you get this message in your DMs, but what if it is now this is not in the message, but what if it is from someone that you're like at least on face value attracted to? Do you pivot in the conversation, or do you just assume it, take it at face value and then respond to it, or not?
So I'm not a prude at all. I tell people, my husband and I, we hooked up on the first night. Like he was actually a booty call. He wasn't somebody who I was like, oh, let's go out to dinner. No, we smashed the first night. So if it really, look at you with a tight face. You're like, what? It really depends on your relationship with sex. If you can have casual sex, go over and those legs are open, go smash. But then afterwards, are y'all gonna go sit down and talk? Like, how do you make it like into a real relationship? Do you get more intimate, having conversations? Or is it just going to be a booty call forever?
Okay. I mean, now I'm the ethical slut. Like I've say that very openly. I'm an ethical slut. So clearly, legs open is that would have got a response from me. Now, depending on the day or the time, what the response would be is different. But
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the witching hour. Yes, I'll pull up.
I mean, especially if you're proximal. Now, the one thing I will say is frustrating, especially because there's like this national dating pool. Like if you live in Los Angeles and you sending my ass a message in Decatur, Georgia, be like, what you doing? Nigga, I'm 3 hours ahead of you. Get out of here.
Not a quick pull up, babe. Move on.
This ain't a quick nothing. I don't give a damn what airline you work for. This ain't a quick nothing. Like, why would you ever be like, what you doing? Unless we have some context. Like those messages, that's what I end up getting. I end up getting the what you doing, or the legs is open, or when I'm in Atlanta on September 31st, 2030, we should link up. No, nigga. Let me see, now I'm getting a little too personal. Okay.
Free.
that was our game. I appreciate y'all for playing. We'll come back with David after the break. We know dating is a hot topic, and we've got some opinionated folks in the comments. So if you got a question that you want our guests to answer, especially Lamont, about dating, click the link in the description to join the live, or drop your question in the chat. This is Shoot Your Shot, the follow-up. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be. Do we have a commercial? I don't know if we got a commercial break right there, but we'll come back. So the dating pool, excuse me. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday here at Dear Black Gaming Podcast. Dating might be hard, but you know what's easy? Following Dear Black Gaming on IG and YouTube so you can stay up to date with all the things Dear Black Gaming. Also, don't forget to drop your burning questions for our guests by clicking the link in the description, or join the live show by putting your question in the chat. I'm all backwards in the script, so Aaron, I'm about to wing it here. I hope y'all don't mind. Okay. I don't know what happened. My bad. So, Lamont, the question that I've always had for you, especially, is how do we keep our motivation in dating? David and Zay both have had, different kind of DMs from Shoot Your Shot or otherwise. We know that people feel as if the dating pool has a little piss in it, but how do we keep our motivation to keep doing it? Because it feels like you get a little cynical after a while.
So I think have you ever gone on a date with a guy or been in a relationship with a guy and there are moments that you're like, oh my God, I absolutely love this. You have that warm, fuzzy feeling. You enjoy his space, his company, the sex, the spirituality. You have to keep those things in your memory. Even if you have to journal and write that down. Hey, I went on a date with Michael and I loved the conversation. Or he had a beautiful smile and just lit me up. When it gets rough and hard, you go back and look at those things or you remember those things. And you're like, hey, this is part of the process where it's going to be hard, but there are times and good moments that you get to experience when you're dating. So live in the moment and enjoy the great things about the guys and the dating experience.
Okay, so I'm gonna pivot to you, David and Zay. Is it as simple as Lamont? Well, I mean, Lamont makes it simple, but it's not easy. But is it as simple as it is? How do you stay motivated to do the dating? David, I'll start with you.
I mean, I like the idea of companionship. I've had long-term relationships before. I had two 7-year relationships where I was damn near married, so I know how to be a companion. I like the idea of having somebody to come home to. I like the idea of being able to go out with one person and having that type of, idea. So that's the thing that kind of drives me. I had an example like my parents been together for 44 years. They're still married. I've watched my father now to this day. My mom's washing dishes, come kiss on the back of her neck and dance with her in the house, throwing some slow jams. I aspire to have that thing with somebody. So that keeps me in the running of I'm gonna have that.
No, that ain't my story. That's so beautiful. And that ain't my motherfucking story. Zay, I'm gonna come to you before I chime in. How do you stay motivated to keep dating?
Well, part of it is for the same reason, different successful couples I've seen. The other part of that is me and some of my friends have a saying where the men just keep getting better. So as I date one person and I learn from them what I like and didn't like.
Are you saying bitter with an I or better with an E?
Better as in better with an E, yeah.
Okay.
It improves. But as I learn from the one person I'm dating or however that works, then I apply what went well to the next, and then I apply what to look out for the next. Therefore, I'm in control of how much better the dating gets. I said it.
I mean, I think the reason why it's so difficult for me to get back on the horse is because different than David, my divorce was the best aspect of my parents' marriage. The fact that they are not together, the family, the unit, them as individuals, they are 1,000 times happier because they split up. And so I don't have parents that kissed each other and were warm and fuzzy. So the idea, I'll admit for myself that the second that it gets hard, I'm I'm good.
But I will tell you, relationships are complicated. There are times where it does get hard. There are times where it's warm and fuzzy. It's about being committed, sticking in there, and knowing that no matter what your flaws or mistakes are, that this person is going to be there to support you. And that is the beautiful thing about marriage and love and what most people aspire to and they want. But you have to have the uncomfortable conversations and go through that process.
And see, for me, Lamont, I think that I appreciate the uncomfortable conversations. I appreciate them because that's how you get better. That's how you get closer. But I think what the cynical part of me is saying that I can commit fully to a difficult conversation, to a tough road to hoe, because I know it's not always going to be tough if we picked each other right.
Right.
But what I don't understand is these non-committal men that are in the dating pool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that makes me feel non-committal because I'm well, now we got to figure this shit out. But because the conversation got a little tense. Then all of a sudden they're out, and now I'm out, and then my feelings are hurt because I'm committed to something, but you threw me away. It feels as if a lot of these dating situations that men are in now are so one-sided. How do we
Yes.
overcome that, Lamont?
Therapy is a beautiful thing. I will say. I think that if you go to the gym, you should also see a therapist because we have to have difficult conversation. There are times where your partner is going to piss you off, and if you run at just a simple argument or even a big warranted argument, you're going to miss out on an amazing guy. So I say when it gets tough, that is the time to lean in. I'll share a personal story. Like when when Art and I were dating, his sister died, right? And that is the time that I stood up in the relationship to support him, support the family. A lot of guys would be like, oh, I can't do that. Like, I can't, your sister died. We got to take care of these kids now. Some people are like, I'm not taking care of those kids. Those are your kids. But you have to step up in a relationship to have someone that's worth it, because there are times where I've needed him to step up when I couldn't do things. So you got to support each other through the bad and through the good times.
Okay. And so, David, I have a question for you specifically because you mentioned that you've been in 2 long-term relationships, 7 years plus. And so what is keeping you single now? You got the muscle, obviously. You understand what it takes to make a relationship work. Why are you single now?
It's a great question. I think a large part of I've been single for the last 5 years. This March made 5 years specifically. And I've been in therapy as well. I've been learning more and more about myself and dedicating time to getting to be a better me, because I know at the end of the day that's going to serve me and or a future partner. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a large part of what I've experienced has been people who like the idea of a relationship, but not the actual work that goes into maintaining and or starting and establishing whatever. They just like the idea. They like that, like I said, maybe the affection, some of the attention, maybe the ideas of companionship, maybe because they're feeling lonely. But when it comes to actually going through anything together, having uncomfortable conversation, really communicating, being transparent, and some of the things that come along with really establishing trust bonds and everything, they just don't do it. And I'm past that nonsense. So.
Okay. And so follow up for you, David. So now 7 plus 7 is 14. So I'm assuming 14 years ago you were single. No, plus 5, so it's 19 years ago. 20 years ago, damn near, you were single. At 20 years ago, you were 20 years younger. What were you looking for? What are you looking for now that's different than what you were looking for then?
20-year-old me, super duper low self-esteem, didn't feel like I hopped on the first person that paid me any attention and wanted to be with me, to be very honest. That was my first relationship. So
isn't it all for all of us though?
Right. And I was 21 and they were 41
with a fuck boy, and I was gonna marry him,
who I met on Black Gay Chat.
Oh God.
So we had got together and that was its own thing. And then, we broke off because it was really toxic. It wasn't good. And I met a really nice guy. So I went from a really mean person to a really nice person. And I think psychologically somewhere inside of me, I said, well, if I have a nice one, this is the one I should be with. That not I have to coming out of being in hell with the other one. And I stood in a relationship way too long where we just became friends. And so I learned more about me, things I wasn't being truthful about to myself. And what my needs were, what wasn't being met, what I wanted in a relationship. I just felt like I needed to be with a good person since I already came out with the craziness. So I think I learned a lot more again about myself. And that's why I committed myself to having therapy and making sure I learned about myself more, what my triggers are, what's making me tick, and trying to be my best self.
I love that. So, Zay, I'm going to come to you. What keeps you single? What has you single now? Although you had a date the other day, so... and let you tell it you are a monogamous dater, so you could be in a full relationship right now. But
apparently I put myself in one. So
find your basketball team, Zay.
I'm about to start loading up my starting 5. So anybody out there,
come at me, okay?
It's recruiting.
I mean, you might get some legs thrown at you in the DMs after this was a.
I mean, we'll see. Just keep them together until I find out if I actually like you. Because you throw them up quick, I'm throwing you out.
You might need to spread the legs open so you can see their face. Like
maybe so. I don't know. But if I gotta go through all that, who else have you been spreading for? Community group is not for me.
Okay, but what keeps you single now, Zay?
Well, actually, I've been single for a year now from like a 3-year relationship. So after that one, I just wanted to take some time for me to kind of clear my head and figure out where I wanted to chart forward, because it wasn't like a horrible breakup. It was just two great people who didn't work out. Mm-hmm. So my whole vision now is let me figure out specifically what I want and what direction I want to go in with dating and where I want to go with my life. Because I feel like if I can fine tune those things, I can actually like be a better shooter when it comes to dating. So,
well, I think that's a perfect segue to my question for you, Lamont. I think that in my experience, at least, it's the first 90 days that will determine the trajectory of a relationship. But I would also say that the first 90 days are the hardest to get over when it comes to somebody new. You don't know if they matter to you, if we're committed to the same thing, if we're going in the same direction. What insight can you give us to help shooters, singles, queer men get over the 90-day hump?
So the first 90 days are supposed to be awesome. Like they're supposed to be like you're getting to know each other. You should be seeing each other at least once a week, not going like, oh, I'll see you in 3 weeks because you're not dating. At least once a week, you should see each other face to face. And to get over that 90-day hump, it is really for you to set goals and expectations. Like, what about this person do you need to experience for you to say, I want to be exclusive with this person? Do you need to have an argument to see how you handle conflict? Do you need to have sex? Do you need to meet the family? What is your benchmark, right? Do you need to see anything? If you can't pinpoint what you need to see, you are just aimlessly dating. Aimless. And most people don't set like what they need to see. They don't. They just say, do I feel good? And do I like it? And that's how you end up in relationships that are not good for you, because you haven't set what you need to see to make this person your man.
You know, Lamont, you might be on to something with this dating. You should start a business. you should start a business to do this dating stuff, because you might be on to something with that one. You said, maybe. What are you expected to get? Do you have benchmarks for your dating situation? What do I need to see in the first 90 days to make it through? Huh? You really should go into business doing this. I mean,
no, I think guys are just like, does he make me feel good? I'm lonely. And so they end up in a relationship with someone they don't even know. Someone they like, you know, I know someone who said they've been married for 2 years and they've never argued with their husband. I said, well, you probably never have really spoken your true voice. Like, you're just going along. So I think it's okay for there to be times where it's uncomfortable. There are times where it's loving. You should have some spiritual connection. Like, you got to set those benchmarks so you can see if this is Mr. Right, instead of just, I'm bored, I'm lonely, so we just go kick it a little longer.
Oh, I mean okay. That was great.
That'll keep you single. That'll keep you single. It will keep you single if you don't set targets.
You dropped a bombshell on me for that one. Uh-oh. We lost Lamont.
I got a switch game.
That's a perfect opportunity to take a break. You can take that comment down, Chiago. I appreciate it. But dating might be hard, teammates. But you know what's easy? Following Dear Black Gay Men on IG and YouTube, so you can stay up to date with all things Dear Black Gay Men. Also, don't forget to drop your burning question for our guest by clicking the link in the description. If you need to shoot your shot at Zay or David or me, you can let us know in the comments. We will be right back.
Did you know that there are more than 38.4 million people living with HIV globally? Or that 13% of people who have HIV in the US don't know it? Did you know that there are HIV vaccine clinical trials throughout the US to find a vaccine that can stop HIV? Or that they need volunteers? Learn more about how you can help at helpendhiv.org.
Hey, teammates, welcome back. This is now our new segment called It's called Burning Questions, where we will be answering all your burning questions for Lamont White, who is here. Now, I will tell you, you can put the burning question stuff up. So I will tell you, I did not realize how difficult it is to change someone's name in my head. Lamont, you were married for like 8 months before I could switch gears and be like, he's got a new last name, Jay. Figure the fuck out. It was a thing.
Yes, I didn't even hyphenate it. Just dropped it. Yeah.
So if I misnamed you early on, I hope you accept my apology.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Because you've got one of those names that I want to say the first and last name every time. Like in my head, you were always Lamont White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And before you were Lamont in your maiden name. So, but Lamont White is here. So this is our new segment called Burning Questions. This is our time to hear from you, our viewers. Our Chiago, our social media guy who is in the background, he picked the best question from the chat, and now myself and Lamont will answer it. Hit it, Chiago. What's the question? Uh-oh. Here we go. It's a doozy. I can feel it already. Lamont, question. I've been dating a guy for 7 months, and for the most part, it's going well. But whenever we have a disagreement, he tends to get defensive and likes to yell at me. How should I handle that?
So my question is, how are you speaking to him? How are you creating a space where if you disagree with something, he feels comfortable enough to use it as a learning opportunity? Are you being condescending? Are you being quick-witted? Are you not thinking he's truthful? Because that's going to make him defensive immediately, whether he's right or wrong. So you can't change anyone's behavior. So never expect that. But you can only change how you communicate and how you contribute to any dysfunction or function in those conversations.
Okay. So Chiago, I want to know if Max Malik responds to that in the comments. You can put up his comments if he does. But the question I have for you, Lamont, is there a breaking point for that? Because like you and I, not that we are married or in a relationship, but if we were and we had a disagreement and I start yelling, if that's your only way of communicating, I do agree I have some responsibility in how I'm communicating, but where is the breaking point?
So I will tell you, my husband, I'm a yeller, believe it or not. Like when I get angry, my voice goes up even louder than it is now, right? So we have had to learn to work through that. Like there are moments he'll look at me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm yelling. So for me, I have to take a deep breath. I might need to literally get up and walk outside and come back and calm myself down. But the only way that we are able to get over is that we sat down and had communication and say, hey, I'm invested in this relationship, but some of the shit that you're doing is not okay. So for him, he had to check me and be like, listen, you can't just be yelling at me. So, right. And I'm like, you're right, because I value the relationship over being right or wrong. And so I think you have those conversations, but if behavior does not change and it becomes toxic and abusive, then you have to say, you know what, I've had enough. And then you move on.
Oh, Max responded. Thank you for that, Lamont. So Max said, thank you. I actually tried to speak to him calmly. He did it in the beginning because I was concerned about him not being able to perform in the bedroom. He was dealing with the plot thickens.
Child. So he has ED issues. So that is a sensitive topic, right? So you need to bring it up like, hey, let's go to the sex store together. Go get something that's cute outfit. And then be like, hey, bro, they got these honey packs. We taking them tonight. You have to make it romantic. You can't sometimes have direct conversations about sensitive things if he's not even aware of it yet.
Now, I will say, so for everybody who doesn't know, like there is a chat that all of the guests and I are in, and I can see the messages and Lamont can too. So if I chuckle, it's because of something that's happening there, not the actual task at hand. But I will say though, Lamont, it sounds like this particular person, we do not know who Max is with. I don't know who Max is, but it sounds like the yelling is a symptom of other insecurities.
Yeah.
How can, and back to my question about the first 90 days, like I do believe that a relationship is intended to help us grow, to help us evolve and self-actualize. But in the first 90 days, if we're dealing with, if like this person has a very sensitive insecurity, then how do we create vulnerable moments where we can engage with another person inside that?
So there are you tried different approaches. So if the direct approach didn't work, then let's try a different approach. Like I'm suggesting the two of them go to a sex store, get some cute little toys, and then you go grab that honey pack and you say, hey babe, we're gonna have fun tonight. And you make sure he takes that honey pack. And then he will start to see how you are creating a safe space for him to be himself, and you're not shining a light that his dick don't work. So you can't do that. You will belittle the man, and men have big egos. I'm just telling you, if that's what you want, if you want a hard dick, don't shine the light on it. Like back up a little bit, take a breath, take a beat.
So you know what that reminded me of this one time I was in a dark room, and in my hometown they have horrible dark room etiquette, and they'll be the ones who get a phone call in the dark room, and then all you see is like the light goes off, and all you see is everybody else.
Cut it off.
Cut it off. The way to get the dick, the way to get you what you want in this situation is not by shining a light on it.
Yeah.
It is not. So maybe that's it. Now, the funny thing is about honey packs, because I have never had one, did not know what they are until last week. But somebody asked me yesterday if I had one because of how we were entangling. And I have no clue what is a honey pack?
So it's a performance. It's like Viagra, Cialis. It's something to make your penis, your dick get erect.
Oh, okay. If necessity arises, I'll know what to look for when I go to there. All right, that was this show. We can talk about anything. That was Bernie questions. Thank you, Max Malik. You have won something from Dear Black Gay Men. Stick around after the break to find out what it is. We'll be right back.
Get in the conversation.
This comment says, I did a good job. It's time for a congratulatory ejaculation session.
Chat live on the show and get exclusive content.
The bottoms are going to eat me up for this in the chat.
Join the Dear Black Gay Men Insiders group on Facebook.
I would like to thank my guests, Lamont White, the gay dating coach, David Sosa, and Zay, and Malik. If you're still here, you just want something, stick around. You can connect with any of my guests on IG. Links to their socials are in the description. Max Malik, I got it right here. Hold on. You know, I love giving away stuff. Max, you just won the Dear Black Gay Man hat. You can inbox us on IG so we can send it to you. Thank you so much. Making sure I don't miss nothing, because I be missing all kind of cues. All right. The hard part about dating is that it takes so much of us, but we have no clue if it will pay off in the end. I have been there. I have experienced that. If I'm vulnerable and loving and sensitive to his needs and send good morning texts and all the things, and then I give him some Gaga 3000, there is still no guarantee that I'll get my happily ever after. But the true tea is that everything in life has those exact same odds. If I get laid off from my job and decide to start a podcast, will it work? I don't know. We're here. If I get this degree, does that mean that I'm going to land my dream job? I don't really know. If I ask that boy out, if I slide in his DMs and I send sweet nothings, will he be the one? I don't know. Just because something doesn't guarantee results doesn't mean it's won't that we stop trying. And just because it fails once, as Lamont has said, doesn't mean that it will fail every time. So, dear Black gay men, we fall down, but we can. Did you hear it? I hope you heard it. All right, teammates. That was our show. I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI, the Gentleman on IG and Facebook. If you want to support Dear Black Gay Men podcast, the easiest way is to pick up some Dear Black Gay Men merch, a hat or a hoodie. You can stop by dearblackgaymen.shop to pick up yours. I am Jay the Gentleman. This has been Dear Black Gay Men podcast, and I will see you next time. Bye.